time to get rolling.
Hello, welcome to Pop Along RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing, and today I am at Hearts and we've got a bit of a work party going on. So when you see amazing venues like this one across the country and all the amazing venues across the country, often there's a team of people behind keeping tracks like this up and running. So if we take a quick look at what we've got going on out here, you can see that this is a real team effort. We have got loads of people lending a hand, tidying up the track and getting it ready so that we can go racing. So the track was actually open for practice prior to the maintenance work, and I took two cars with me. The first car, it's becoming my new favourite. This is the RB10 Retro on the blue chassis. It was great to see Buster the Legend at the track, and I actually let him drive the car. So this is footage of Buster going around the track. He himself has recently got himself the RB10 Retro, so I thought I'd let him have a drive of mine, see what it's like. So hopefully we'll cross paths on the track and we'll have some RB10 Retro versus RB10 Retro coming to the channel very soon. I did get to drive it myself, obviously. Since I've geared it up, it is carrying a lot of speed, especially on this track where it's such a open flowing track. Since the last outing, I have actually upgraded the rear shocks, and it kind of helps a little bit with performance, but I've not really tested it. Did notice actually that the slipper was a little bit on the tight side. It was popping wheelies all over the show, so I've had to loosen that off a little bit. But it was a lovely evening. As I say, the track was super fast, super flowing. This style of track really does complement the rear motor cars, where they tend to struggle a little bit more with changing direction. So yeah, great car, great fun, and I'm really looking forward to pushing this car to its limits over the summer. However, talking about pushing to the limits, towards the end of my practice session, the car did not sound particularly healthy. It sounded really rough, and I was worried that I'd kind of ruined the gears in there. I took the casing off when I got home, checked it all out, and fortunate for me, it was just a piece of sand that had got in amongst the gears. Hadn't completely ruined the gears, but they've just scarred them up a little bit, so it doesn't sound as smooth as it was when it first went out onto the track. But the RB10 was one car. That's my two-wheel drive retro car. But I also took out a four-wheel drive vintage car. Now, I have got quite a few vintage cars in my collection, but one of my favourites is the Tamiya Top Force Evo, which you can see going around the track here. And it wasn't until I actually looked back at this footage that I realised just how vast and how massive this track is. Hearts really is one of the biggest sort of 1/10 scale tracks in the country. And also, this is the smaller of the two tracks they've got here. Their 1/8 track is even bigger still. So as you can see there, catching a little bit of traction, turning on the landing and rolling the car over. But carrying good speed down the straight, switching it back. I've got some faster cars behind me, trying not to compromise them too much. In terms of gearing with this car, I think it's quite a bit slower than the RB10 Retro, but you know what, it was easy to drive. The four-wheel drive on the sandy turns definitely made the car a little bit easier and a little bit more predictable to drive. Now let's talk about this track. Crazy fast track layout, this one. So you've got full throttle all the way down the straight, all the way up the side, up to the top bank there, drop back down into that hairpin, and then you've got 2 jumps. This second jump I was struggling with because I think I needed to take it a little bit slower and land on top of the jump. This tabletop, you're jumping sort of diagonally over, a nice double there, heading up again, jumping diagonally over that one, drop down into the dip, and then again up there, and you've got 2 big jumps, holding lots of speed out onto the straight, and then again full throttle. In these conditions, you can drive pretty much any car because the conditions were perfect on the day. However, I have got a few cars in my collection that I'd quite like to bring along. I don't think I've run the FTX Vantage at full force on this track, so that's definitely something that I'm interested in having a go at. Obviously, Mark's got his Helsey Racing car, which is absolutely rapid, the 4-wheel drive car. Mark at the moment is working on his 2-wheel drive buggies, so he's got the Fast Fox and the LD3. I'm taking a step back from that, and I'm spending a little bit of time running some of the other cars in my collection. So I have got a RC10 B2, which I'm looking at getting up and running. I think the best thing about the Herts track is it's a permanent venue which is open pretty much every day. Providing there's not an event on, you can come up and you can hire the track out for the day. I say hire the track, you can use the track. I think it's about £10 a day, something like that. Depends whether you're a member or not. You will need to be BRCA member, so you're insured to use the facilities. But other than that, it's a great venue for you to get some quality stick time. So you can literally come down with a box of batteries, although they've got power on site, so you can charge up and keep going all day long. It really is a great venue for sort of getting that stick time and dialing the cars in and working on your sort of racecraft. Anyway, speaking of using this venue for practice, Mark and I are planning another visit here very soon, but instead of using the 1/10th track that we're on here, we're going to be heading over onto the 1/8th track, which is the other side of the pits, because we have got a couple of 1/8 buggies that we are going to be running. Anyway, a venue like this is an amazing thing to have on our doorstep, but as I said earlier on in the video, it requires quite a bit of maintenance. And today we had our practice session, and then after practice they stopped practice for an hour, and everyone sort of chipped in, working on the track and getting it ready for the race night. And then after the hour of sort of working on the track, they opened up a normal race meet in the evening, and actually it was free racing for anyone that helped out on the track. So what do we need to do to maintain a track like this? Well, obviously you've got the Astro. If there's any tears, you need to fix it. But what we find is when you move the old pipe, lots of grass had grown through, so therefore we had to get the hose out and the rakes out, and we had to pull up all the grass, and then it was raking off the sand. Moving these large rolls was definitely more than a one-man job. And once they were in place, it was a case of holding them into place. And to do that, we put in, I think they're about 12-inch nails, maybe even longer than that, getting hammered through the pipe down into the ground to hold these in place. And there's quite a few of these that needed to go in order for it to be able to withstand big hits. So there was lots of jobs for lots of people to do, and say there's more to be done at this amazing facility. But things like this aren't possible unless everybody gets involved, because for a team of 1 or 2, this would have taken a whole day rather than just 1 hour that we put into it. So final touches now being done. It is looking a lot nicer. We just put in the parting at the back straight, and then the track is pretty much ready to go. So as you can see, we've replaced the guttering all the way around the outside, and yeah, it's almost time for racing. Okay, as for me, do you know what? It's a bit too hot for my liking. I am absolutely spent. So I think I'm going to enjoy watching a little bit of racing, but I'm going to put the cars away and just enjoy the evening. So Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell, and hopefully we'll see you trackside soon.